So do you also use Cashfree for your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to add or update Brevo contact on Cashfree payment. So over here I'm running a edutech company and we use Cashfree to sell our courses online. So now what I want is that as soon as someone purchases my course with the help of Cashfree, automatically that same customer details should be added into my Brevo account too, automatically. So to do this, we are going to simply create a connection between Cashfree payments and Brevo. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also want to create this automation for your business? Then for that you have to come with me towards my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this tutorial, I'll guide you through automating the process of adding or updating a contact in Brevo whenever a payment is made on Cashfree. So by setting up this integration, you can ensure that your customer database in Brevo is always up to date, making it easier to manage your marketing and communication efforts. So let's dive in and set this up step by step. So let's start with a really simple example. Let's say that my name is Test User and I'm just going to purchase this PHP course. Alright, so as you can see that I've entered all of my details, and now I'm just going to select the payment method as UPI and complete this payment and purchase this PHP course. And yes, you can see payment successful. So with this, we have successfully completed our payment. All right. So now what has happened is that Cashfree has created a new contact in Brevo with these details. So I'm just going to open my Brevo account, and over here, I'm just going to refresh this contacts page in order to check for the new contact created. And yes, over here, you can see a new contact has been created. You can see the first name, last name. Over here, I'm just going to open it and show you all the details. Over here, you can see all the details. You can also notice the same email which we entered right over here in our test submission. So yes, you can see the contact has been created in real time, that too without any manual efforts. So this is the automation we are going to create in today's video. And if you also want to create this automation for your business, then for that you have to watch this video till the end. So to do this, I've simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy, and as soon as we are going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of stars free every month to explore the application. But over here, I'm an existing user, so I'm just going to click on this sign in. And as soon as we're going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm just going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as we are going to click on this access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are just going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to add or update Brevo contact on Cashfree payment, Cashfree to Brevo, and then we just have to click on this create. And as soon as we're going to click on this create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. So trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow will run. All right, trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger only. That's why we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions responding towards the commands of our trigger. Okay, so let's get started with the automation, and for that we just have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm just going to select it as Cashfree. So I'm just going to search for Cashfree and then we are just going to select it. And now it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So here what I want is that as soon as a payment via form is received, my workflow should be triggered or started. So So I've selected the same as my trigger event. And as soon as we are going to select the trigger event, it has given me a webhook URL. So we are going to use the same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Cashfree account and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. So what we have to do is, first we are just going to copy this webhook URL, and then we have to follow this help text, and it is saying log into your Cashfree account, go to developers, payment gateways, and then webhooks. Alright, we are going to follow the same. I'm just going to open my Cashfree account. From here we have to go towards this developers section. Alright, and now we have to go towards the payment gateways and then webhooks. And after coming over here towards the webhooks, we are going to look for the payment via form. Alright, you can see payment forms. We have to go towards this, and over here we have to click on this add webhook endpoint. And now we are just going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow, which was our webhook URL, and click on this test and add, and then once again add. And yes, you can see webhook added successfully. So with this, Cashfree has successfully added a webhook. Alright, so now what has happened is that with this we have successfully created a connection between our Cashfree account and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And over here you can see that this is the test response which we have received upon adding the webhook URL. But over here I want to capture the response of the test submission I make. Alright, so for that I'm just going to click on this recapture webhook response, and yes, so this response was the proof that our connection was successful. Alright, but now I'm just going to capture the test response which I want. Alright, for that I'm just going to open the form. Over here you can see that this is the form I want to create this automation for. So I'm just going to fill in the details. Let's say that for the first name I'm just going to keep it as demo user, email as demo user 556@pabblytunes.com. over here you can see the phone number, and now I'm just going to click on this pay securely 499. I'm just going to select the payment method as UPI. Over here I'm just going to use this successful UPI thing and click on this proceed to pay. And yes, over here we are going to wait for a few seconds till our payment gets confirmed. And yes, you can see payment successful. So with this we have successfully completed this payment. And now what has happened is that Cashfree has sent the details of our test submission to our workflow. So I'm just going to open my workflow, and over here we are going to wait. And yes, you can see that Pabbly has also captured the response for the same. You can see all the details which we entered. You can see the name which we entered, you can see the email which we entered, and over here you can notice the phone number which we entered. And also you can see that we have received the order ID too. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step. And now what will happen is that as soon as a new payment via form is received in my Cashfree account, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered, and Pabbly is going to capture the response for the same. Alright, we are going to move on forward towards our action step. So now what I want is, I want to add or update a Brevo contact on Cashfree payment. So for my action application, I'm just going to select it as Brevo. So I'm just going to search for Brevo, and then we're just going to select it. And now for the action event, we have to select it as create or update a contact and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Brevo account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the domain and the API key. Alright, so now to get these, what we are going to do is we are just going to follow this help text, and it is saying enter your API key here. Copy your V3 API key from this page of your Brevo account. Alright, so I'm just going to open this page right from here by clicking on the hyperlink provided. And as soon as we're going to click on this, yes, you can see that we have successfully opened this API section on our Brevo account. So now we are just going to go towards this generate a new key, and over here it is asking me to name my key. Let's say that I'm just going to name it as new contact. Alright, so I'm just going to enter new contact right over here, and now after entering the key name, we just have to click on this generate. And as soon as we're going to click on this generate, yes, you can see over here is my API key. So I'm just going to copy this API key, and then we're going to paste it right over here in my workflow. And now for the domain, we are just going to enter the domain which we have right over here in the URL of our Brevo account. And after entering both of this, we just have to click on this save. Alright, and as soon as we're going to click on this save, yes, you can see that with this we have successfully connected our Brevo account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me for the email. through which email do I want to create or update a contact. So as you can see that this is the email which we have received in the response of our previous step, and this is the same email through which I want to create or update a contact in my Brevo. Alright, so I'm just going to enter that same email right over here, but we are not going to enter it manually or by copy pasting it like this, but instead we are going to map it. So you must be wondering, what is mapping? So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step, and as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Cashfree as our trigger application. So we are just going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So over here, let's map the email. So I'm just going to look for email in the previous response, and as you can see the email, so we're going to map it. And as soon as we're going to map these details, now this field has turned dynamic and now it will change with every new response received. Alright, so let's move on forward. It is saying, do you want to use email blacklisted? I'm just going to keep it as true. It is saying, do you want to use SMS blacklisted? I'm just going to keep it as true. Now it is asking me for the list. In which list should I add this contact? So for that, I'm just going to select my list as Cashfree because I want to add the contacts in this list. You have to select your list. Alright, right over here we are going to move on forward. It is saying update enabled. I'm just going to keep it as true. We are going to move on forward. It is saying SMTP blacklist sender. So over here you can see that this is not the required field, so I'm just going to leave it as blank. It is asking me for the last name and the first name. So yes, we have received the first name and last name. Right over here you can see we have received the name of our customer, but as you can notice that this is the full name, not the first name and last name, but over here we have to map the first name and last name. So what we are going to do is we are just going to split this full name into first name and last name so that we can map it in our Brevo action step. So to split this, we are just going to add another action step and look for the action application which is text formatter by Pabbly. So it is a feature by Pabbly which helps you to format the text. Now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as split text and click on this connect. And now it is asking me for the text to split. So over here I'm just going to enter the text to split, which is the name of my customer. As you can see the same, so I'm just going to map it. Now it is asking me for the separator. So over here I want my separator to be space, so I'm just going to copy this space thing right from here and paste it right over here. Now for the segment index, I'm just going to keep it as all and click on this save and send test request. And yes, you can see the full name has been splitted into first name and the last name. So now we are going to map the results of our text formatter by Pabbly right over here. For the last name, I'm just going to open the response from text formatter by Pabbly and map this result, which is user. Same we are going to do with the first name too. Alright, we are going to move on forward. You can see that now also it is asking me for many details. So we are only going to enter the details which are required or which I want to. And after entering the details which were required, I'm just going to click on this save and send test request. If you wish, you can definitely enter all of the rest of the details too. And as soon as we're going to click on this save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have received a positive response that we have successfully created or updated a new Brevo contact. So I'm just going to open my Brevo account right from here and we're going to refresh this contacts page in order to check for the new contact. And yes, over here you can see a new contact. You can see the first name, the last name. I'm just going to open it, and over here you can also notice the same email address which we entered, right? So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. And now what will happen is that as soon as a new payment via form is made in my Cashfree account, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered and Pabbly is going to capture the response for the same. Further, it is going to create or update a new contact in my Brevo account automatically without any manual efforts. This workflow is going to run in backend and we can just sit back and relax. We don't have to come back again to our workflow to click on the save and send test request button. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.